The Indiana Jones series sits right in front of Star Wars when I discuss my favorite films. The original trilogy is known for its pulpy adventure antics with Harrison Ford cracking a whip and looking for fortune and glory.
Fortune and glory, kid. Fortune and glory.
Temple of Doom even started a whole controversy about ratings in film, but that's a whole different story for another video. I'm here to talk about the black sheep of the series. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Why is it hated? Why isn't it ranked among the original three?
Why, Mac?
I'm going to discuss the actual magic of this film and why it deserves another look.
It was the idea of taking the genre from the 1930s serials, action-adventure serials, to the B science fiction movies of the 50s, in the early 50s. And I said, if we move the whole thing into the 50s, which would be age-appropriate for Harrison, that would be the cinematic equivalent. And I wanted to rest it on a cinematic antecedent like we did with the other one.
First off, the opening scene is incredible. It is pure Indy and feels like all of the other films. It immediately shows the era that we are in, which is the 1950s. Like, just look at this opening introduction for Indy.
Инженер, открыть ворота! Быстрее! Давайте! Быстрее, быстрее, быстрее!
Russians.
Why don't people like this movie? This sequence also gives you a sense that yes, Indy is older, but he isn't going to let that stop him.
Damn, I thought that was closer.
He is still very much the Indy from the original three. His age is only brought up when Mutt pokes fun at him.
Hey, old man! Get on, Chris!
You know, for an old man, you ain't bad in a fight.
Thanks a lot.
What are you, like 80?
Which brings me to the major point of contention of this film, Indy's son.
Grave robbers will be shot.
Good thing we're not grave robbers.
I think if we went through this whole film series without Indy having any children, it would have been a huge missed opportunity.
You're a teacher?
Part-time.
I'm glad that Crystal Skull took the risk and added Shia LaBeouf in as Indy's son. The great thing about that is we get to see a connection between Mutt and Indy that we saw with Henry Jones Sr. and Indy in Last Crusade.
This is intolerable!
Kid, what the hell are we doing,
They're gonna
kid?
kill us!
Well, maybe.
Somebody had to do something!
But something else would have been good.
At least I got a plan.
This is intolerable.
The only difference being that for the first half of Crystal Skull, Indy has no idea that Mutt is actually his son, and the scene where he finds out is hilarious.
Keep your arms above the surface. When the kid comes back, grab on.
Indy,
He's a good kid, Marion. You should get off his back about school.
Mutt,
Not everybody's cut out for it.
his name is Henry.
Henry, good name.
He's your son.
My son?
Henry Jones III.
Why the hell didn't you make him finish school?
The number one scene that tends to get a lot of flack is the Tarzan scene, with Mutt swinging through the jungle with monkeys, using them to his advantage. Well, I guess the Jones connection with nature skipped a generation because Indy's dad has a very similar scene with some birds in Last Crusade. If you like that scene with the birds taking down the Nazi plane, then you have zero excuse to not like the scene with the monkeys. The series has been campy like this since Temple of Doom, so I think that anything that happens, whether it be the monkeys, nuking the fridge, the CGI aliens, or etc., are very welcome additions to the franchise.
What is this thing?
To see Mutt go from being scared of everything in the tomb to being just like his father where nothing phases him is very satisfying, and I love that bit of character development.
One of the scorpions just stung me. Am I gonna die?
How big?
Huge!
Good.
Good!
Comes to scorpions, the bigger the better. Small one bites you. Don't keep it to yourself.
I have every doubt in my mind that he was going to be anything more than just a supporting character like Marion or Sala. Speaking of supporting characters, I'm so glad Marion returned. Seeing Indy with a different love interest in each of the films worked much better since he was younger, but I think now with him being older, he should be with someone who matches him, which is definitely Marion. The chemistry between Harrison Ford and Karen Allen never left, and it feels very much like Raiders. The argument scene in the truck is just amazing.
Oh,
Should have
yes,
told
he
me
is
about
your
the
father.
kid, Marion. I had a right to know.
You vanished after that.
I wrote.
A year later, by then, Mutt was born and I was married.
Why are you bothering to tell me now?
Because I thought we were gonna die.
Not yet.
I have to talk about one of my favorite scenes in the franchise, the ants scene. From the fight with the Russian, to the ants moving out of the way of the skull, to the gruesome death. Everything about this scene I love. I couldn't go through this whole video without mentioning it. I just love how sci-fi and weird this one feels next to the other ones. Indiana Jones doesn't always have to be about holy artifacts. It can be about weird stuff, like voodoo, lucky stones, crystal skulls, and aliens.
He said, yeah, they're not aliens, they're kind of extra dimensional. I said, what?
Or, I'm sorry, interdimensional beings. Overall, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull takes a lot of bold steps. I think it definitely wanted to carve out its own place in the whole world of Indiana Jones and tackle a whole different era of adventure. We most likely would have gotten a whole new trilogy if this one did well critically, but it looks like the fans weren't ready for it yet.
I thought we were friends, Mac.
Alright, thanks everybody for watching this video. I just wanted to talk about this movie because I just hate seeing all the criticism about it. I think it's amazing. I think everybody should give it another chance. But yeah, this isn't all we do on Point C. If you are interested in our other videos, you can go to the channel page and check them out. And I hope you guys stick around and subscribe. And thank you for watching. Bye.